Imagine waking up to a new reality. No borders, no separate currencies, no divided policies. A single African passport, one unified government, one military protecting over 1.4 billion people. Would this be Africa's ultimate liberation? Or are we staring at a logistical and political nightmare? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most debated topics in African history and politics: the idea of a United States of Africa. Let's explore its origins, the hurdles in its path, and whether this dream can ever become a reality. The idea of a united Africa isn't new. It predates colonialism, finding its roots in pre-colonial trade routes and cultural exchanges. From the trans-Saharan trade linking the empires of Mali, Ghana, and Songhai to the Swahili coast's connections with Arabia and Asia, Africa was never isolated. However, the modern concept of unity took shape during the colonial era, when Africa's borders were drawn not by Africans, but by Europeans at the Berlin Conference of 1884–85. These arbitrary borders disrupted ethnic groups, split families, and created divisions that persist to this day. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, the wave of independence swept across Africa. Leaders like Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, and Haile Selassie began advocating for Pan-Africanism, a movement emphasizing African solidarity and liberation from colonial rule. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's first president, was a key proponent of the United States of Africa. He believed that only a politically and economically united Africa could counter neocolonialism and achieve true independence. His famous words still echo today: "Africa must unite or perish." The idea of unity wasn't just theoretical. At the Pan-African Congress of 1945, leaders like W.E.B. Du Bois and George Padmore laid the groundwork for a vision of African solidarity. By the time the Organization of African Unity, OAU, was founded in 1963, the seeds of unity had been planted. The OAU's goals included supporting liberation movements, defending sovereignty, and promoting cooperation among African nations. However, unity meant different things to different leaders. While Nkrumah pushed for immediate political unification, leaders like Julius Nyerere of Tanzania advocated for a gradual, regional approach. Africa's challenges are too big for individual countries to handle alone. Africa's economies are heavily reliant on raw material exports, often to former colonial powers. This dependency has kept the continent at the mercy of fluctuating global markets. A united Africa could create a single market, boosting intra-African trade and increase bargaining power in global trade. Africa's fragmented voice on the global stage weakens its influence. Imagine Africa negotiating as one bloc at the UN or WTO. Unity could transform Africa into a global superpower. Cross-border conflicts and terrorism are common. A united military force, like what Muammar Gaddafi proposed, could address these issues more effectively. If the benefits are so clear, why hasn't Africa united? The road to unity is fraught with challenges. The borders drawn by colonial powers created nations with little regard for ethnic or cultural cohesion. This division sowed seeds of distrust and competition. Who would lead a united Africa? Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt are regional powers, but smaller nations fear losing their voices. African countries vary vastly in economic development. Wealthier nations might hesitate to support poorer ones without guarantees of mutual benefit. Foreign powers have always played a role in keeping Africa divided. From the Cold War to modern-day economic dependency, unity threatens external interests. Despite these challenges, progress is being made. The successor to the OAU, the AU has taken bold steps toward unity, including the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA, in 2021. This agreement aims to eliminate tariffs on most goods and increase intra-African trade by over 50%. Organizations like ECOWAS, West Africa, and SADC, Southern Africa, are fostering regional cooperation, which could be a precursor to full continental unity. From Nollywood movies to Afrobeat music, Africa's culture is breaking borders. Social media has amplified this cultural exchange, connecting Africans like never before. Perhaps unity doesn't have to mean a single government. It could mean economic integration, shared policies on climate change, education, health, and collaborative innovation across borders. The dream of a united Africa isn't just about borders or governments. It's about mindset. It's about recognizing that despite our diversity, we are stronger together. Unity starts with us, as citizens, as leaders, as innovators. So, what does African unity mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this conversation alive. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to AfriEye for more insightful content.